Alright everyone, I've got a bone to pick. There's a lot of stuff has been going on in the mirrorless hybrid camera market these days, and we got some problems. I think you already know what it is. Starting from, let's say, with the Sony a6300 when they started doing 4K 30p, and now going on with the Canon R5, R6, we have problems with overheating. And it's not just problems with the cameras themselves actually overheating, the problems with managing how we manage it. And I gotta tell you, and I've gotta tell the camera manufacturers, and can you guys do me a favor and share this video so that we can actually bug them and put a thorn in their paw over this? We, a lot of us, are professional photographers. I know Canon, I know Sony, it might be hard to believe, but we are professionals. This is our livelihood. This is what we do for a living. We go out into the field, we do hard things, and we come home and we produce good results. Why am I saying this? I find the way that camera manufacturers have been handling this whole overheating thing to be enormously condescending and stifling to photographers. Let me explain. When the A9 first came out, what I'm filming on right here, I felt like, and a lot of people felt like, the actual capabilities of the camera were limited. And if you look at the specs of the sensor, it is perfectly capable of outputting 4K 60. Maybe after a while it overheat, and Sony didn't want to go through that PR disaster from the a6300 again. And so they had it limited. You get a little icon if things get too hot. You have overheating modes where you can do high temperature or standard. And then we have the Canon R5 where initially, it was just a nightmare. They issued a firmware update. We have complicated, obtuse, and completely hidden algorithms that decide how these things happen based on internal and external temperatures. But let me reiterate again. A lot of us are professionals. We know how to use complicated equipment and not screw things up. It's what we do. So what do we need? Well, when I'm using my A9 or A7 III, there is a buffer meter on the side of the camera. If I'm shooting too fast, that buffer fills up and it slows down. Why don't we just put another meter on the other side of the screen with the temperature? At the top is where it will shut down. At the bottom is when you first start it. Just let us know how hot the camera is. Sure, give me an estimate, put it next to that thermometer, but give us the information that affects the job we're doing. Let's take out the guesswork. Yes, there is a bulletin that Canon issued that tells you some of the algorithm of how much you've recorded versus how much you'll get versus what format you're in. It's ridiculously convoluted. Just put it on the screen. The top is where it stops, the bottom is where you started. And then, as you're working, you see that go up and down depending on what you're doing. If I'm hybrid shooting on the R5, let's say I've been shooting a wedding for 8 hours straight in the sun, that meter might already be going up. If I'm a hybrid shooter, I probably am not thinking about the fact that that meter is rising if I don't have it. I'm not thinking about the fact that my recording times have been compromised. And then when I switch to video mode, uh-oh, I have very little capability because I've already heated it up to a certain point. Give us that meter so that we can make educated decisions about what we're doing. And then Sony, with the use of that meter, unlock the recording modes. I know you're not going to do it because you want us to buy an FX9. I can't have an FX9 in one hand and an A9 in the other. You put that meter on, you let me shoot 4K 120 even on an A9, A9 Mark II, heck, 4K 240. I don't know if it's capable of that bit rate on the A7S III. Open it up. Maybe that meter will fly up to the top real fast, but if it does, it does. Leave it up to us. When things overheat fast, and we don't know why, and we can't see it happening, that's a problem. But if we can see it happening, if we can see it on the monitor, then we can plan. We can put this camera down and grab another one. We can see the data that we need. Please, Canon, Sony, even Nikon, give us the data that we need to do our jobs well. And also please, I know you won't do it, unlock those modes when you give us that data, because we'll be able to make educated decisions about what we're doing. You can trust us. Not everyone's going to turn that on. And sure, you can still limit the temperature that this gets to. You get to decide what the top of that thermometer is. So you're still making some decisions. Don't worry, we'll let you keep doing that. But please, we're not just a bunch of children using these very expensive tools. You say they're professional tools, we say we're professionals, let us use them in a professional manner. Hopefully someone at Canon and Sony might be listening to this message, and hopefully they'll do the right thing and give us the information that we need. So, until next time, go take some photos and stay cool.